I actually, part of the reason why I did come in here is because one, I did want to clear up that I'm not the Joy Sparkles drama person.
Well, I hear some feedback. What the hell is that?
Is that me?
It might
Oh
be.
no.
You might. Now you're good. Now you're good. Now you're
Now
good.
I'm good. Okay,
Yeah, now you're
wonderful.
good. Go ahead. What were you
Okay,
saying?
so I'm not that person. Guys, be
Mm-hmm.
quiet. My husband's being so loud.
Okay.
And so
Divorce him. That's what I did.
no, he's my best friend. I could never.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Proceed.
But
Uh,
anyway, I was actually watching a video and my name came up, and I was like, no, that is not me. I'm not this person attached to Joy Sparkle. The other reason I came in is because uh, I actually did want to talk to Mass Babe and have like a real like confab powwow talk, because as somebody that was a sex worker, worked in the sexual industry for 15 plus years, stripper, dancer,
Oh
fuck
God.
chick,
Okay.
whatever you want to call me.
Yeah.
You know, I do take a bit of a, I get a little butthurt when I hear people
Mm.
insinuating immediately that, oh well, somebody shits in a diaper and they jack to it, so that means that they have mental health issues. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's never for somebody else to dictate. I'm sure, and I kind of, Mama Bear will
Mm-hmm.
tell you the
Hello.
same thing. Like, that's a licensed professional's decision to make.
Okay, well, it's my opinion that you're a degenerate. So, I mean,
Mass
I'm a
Babe.
degenerate. Well, I
You
don't
think?
shit in diapers.
I mean,
But
no, I'm saying like if you do that, you're a degenerate. Then that's my opinion. And if I think you have
that's
a mental
fair. You know
illness,
what? You
then
know what?
that's
I'm more than
also my
happy to.
opinion. And I'm not diagnosing anyone. I'm not saying you have a mental illness. I'm saying I think you have a mental illness, and what I
Okay,
think is
that's
what
fair.
matters because
That's
it's
fair.
me.
You are
Yeah.
allowed to think someone has a mental
Amen,
illness.
sister.
You're
Yes,
allowed to think that someone is a degenerate if they
I
want to shit
know.
in a diaper and whack to it.
So we're on the
However,
same page. I'm
well,
glad.
however,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here to say that as someone who has been with a number of people that were bullied
Uh,
for fetishes and kinks,
uh-huh.
it's something very difficult to deal with when,
Mm.
you know, people bully you based off of something you get sexual gratification from. Now, I will say this much. Um, there is something to be said as someone who, like I had said before, who was sexually assaulted as a child and an adult. I do know for a fact, for me personally, and I am not speaking for any other person because I never would, because that's not my job. But for me personally, that has affected my sex, that has affected my sexual life. It probably is me, like heavy breathing in the mic. I'm sorry. It has affected my sex life and has caused me to turn to kinks and to turn to some unhealthy BDSM and things like that.
So again, you
So
guys agree.
I do
Yeah,
agree
I
with that.
don't.
I do disagree, however, with the tonality in which you want to discuss somebody else in their sexual kink, because I'm sure what you're into, they may not be into.
Yeah,
And
of course. Yeah, definitely.
Can I say
that's
something?
where I think people need to
Yeah,
be a
Josh,
little
please
kinder.
save.
Can I
It's
say
just
something?
yeah.
Sorry. Well, there is one thing. The reason why I support Mask Babe on this one, because there is one thing that is called the self-preservation. Okay, which is the behavior that ensures the survival of an organism, of a person, of an animal. So, if evolutionarily, poop or something that is rotting has a smell for a reason. Okay, because it's dangerous, because it's not healthy. Like flowers have a smell, or no, has
That
a color
exact
for that
argument
reason.
I've heard
Hmm.
made against
So
people
if
who
What? Because of
so
evolution?
so so
Josh, can you
everything has
say
a
poop
smell for a
again?
reason,
Can you
and
say poop?
everything has a color for a reason. So poop has a smell for one reason, just like rotting apples or pears have a smell for a reason, because they're not healthy. If you enjoy that, for example, if you're into scat and you enjoy eating poop, that self-preservation mechanism in your head is not is faulty. So there is something wrong.
okay, and I do agree. I do agree that that's a fair
Mm.
assessment.
So you
I
just don't
worked
like
at a
the way I come
facility.
about it. Is
No, I feel like
basically
it was really harsh, and I'm going to be
yeah.
honest about
Do you
that
think she's
because
Yeah.
kink shaming you? Is that what you think is going on here?
I'm sorry.
Do you think she's kink shaming you?
I think she's kink shaming in general, and it's just not something that I stand for. But I do understand where everybody's
Mm.
coming from with relation to scat, because it is something that is. I personally am not into it because I'm covered in baby shit all day. I don't. need to be covered in someone else or my own shit. So like I get it. Like scat is not something that is for everyone. And it's never going to be for everyone. But you know, I also think that not saying you're fucked in the head is that's not like the best way to go.
So you just have a problem with the way I say things.
Yeah, Mask Baby's a bitch.
Mask Baby, don't get me wrong, I love your videos and I watch them all the time. So
look, here, yeah, I get that. And here's the thing with a lot of people, though. They like watching my videos when it's about someone they hate. But when it's something that they don't necessarily dislike or care about, I'm either boring or a bad guy. And
I don't think you're a bad guy.
Well, you know, that's I'm just saying, like, that's the people's, like, you know, conclusion in general. But here's what I have to say. I make these videos, and if I sat here and I explained it maybe a way similar to the Josh show, I wouldn't be as entertaining. The only thing that makes me entertaining is saying things the way I do, being ignorant about things. Now, do I admit, like I admit that that's not always the good thing. That's not always productive to the conversation about that. But I'm not here to educate people. And I think that when you come to my channel, you come to be entertained. You're not coming because you're like trying to get the best, you know, opinion and facts. You're not coming for a fucking science. You're coming because I'm here to make you hee hee ha ha and move on with your day. And that's all I'm here to do. And I never claim to be anything but an entertainer. And I know that it's fucked up and harsh, but if you don't like it, you don't have to watch, because it'll always be like that. If anything, it'll get worse now that, you know, I've kind of come out and busted out of my shell.
Well, to be fair, like I'm not somebody like I've debated nationally, I've public spoke nationally. Like I understand like having a bitchy persona in this sort of environment, a YouTube environment, an environment where your name is you, your voice is you.
Yeah.
That, you know, if somebody doesn't like what you have to say, then you're kind of fucked in their eyes. And I get that. But I do also think that, and I noticed this with the Rewired Soul. I've noticed this with several people in this community, and I don't like the tone that is used with response to mental health. I think it's gross how mental health is talked about in this community. I think there's a lot of people that talk about it and are funny about it, and that tends to happen quite a bit in this chat, where people laugh about it because many of the people that are laughing about it have them themselves. Like I laugh about bipolar and things like that because I have bipolar, and shit, it's funny to laugh about it because it deals with some of the fucking struggle of having it. But I also, when it's like a line where it's bullying or kink shaming, things like that, I get
Who laughed about bipolar?
Nobody. I was using it as an example.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, because we discussed it, and I actually, like, I wanted to make sure that nobody, one of my best friends has it, and I don't think it's funny, so.
Right. Well, and also, you know, some people deal with struggles different ways. Like, comedians do it all the time. Like, I make jokes about something because that's how I fucking deal with it. Like Gilbert Gottfried telling a 9/11 joke like a week after 9/11. That was his way of dealing with it. And that is how it is for some people. Mask Baby, maybe that is how it is for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of person I've always been. And especially like in times where I deal with stuff, I guess I do, you know, just make jokes about shit. I don't ever take things too seriously, or I try not to. And I guess sometimes that comes off as me being like really insensitive, which I can be. I very much can be insensitive. But that's the thing. Like, I don't mind being a bully. And I know that sucks. I know that's so horrible for people to hear nowadays. And I get it. I get where people are coming from, that, you know, bullying should be not okay. But I think it builds character. I know that's fucked up. I know that's so fucked up. People are not going to agree. I could have a whole conversation about this. It would take an hour for me to talk about why I think some light bullying is okay. But let me explain to you. The Binkie thing, I said it in a way that was bullying. But at the end of the day, when we sat down and we broke it down bit by bit, you agreed with I was coming from and where the
100%, because I am somebody that has worked in the industry, and I do know a lot of those people. I worked in front of the camera, behind the camera, but I've also worked at a mental health facility for kids who eat scat and who do scat play because they're 11 years old and they were sexually abused, and that's what they know. And so I've seen it from so many different angles that it's just one of those
Yeah.
topics that I do take personally, and
Well-
I'm sorry for that. I do apologize.
Did you fucking hear that? Did you fucking hear that? Boy, I'ma dox you. Dox you. Dox you.